Hello, everyone. This is the Dare Show podcast. I just woke up and I forgot to. I wanted to talk because I didn't do one last week. Now I have to find where the hell are my notes. Here we are. Gladys Knight. Did you guys know Gladys Knight is um leaving? She's retiring from touring. I had no idea. Mariah and who? Oh shoot. What does that say? I don't know. Anyways, Gladys Knight, she's retiring from touring. Also, what's his name? Aerosmith, not Aerosmith. Steven Tyler. Is that Aerosmith? He's retiring from touring, or he's retiring also. Well, the Gladys Knight part, like I read somebody say she was retiring, but I was like, no, Gladys Knight isn't retiring. What are you talking about? Like, and there hasn't been like any official officialness of it all. There hasn't been any like announcement. So I'm just like, where is this coming from? But it is true, I believe. I think that's what like the tour is called. Let me see if I can go like Facebook. It's true. Cinema during the season. I know she's going to England for this last tour, last whatever. And it's weird. The farewell tour. But I'm like, when did this happen? When was this announced? Oh, come on. I guess I won't find anything. And it's so like, it's just weird living in this time where my age, like singers are leaving and the singers are retiring and singers don't sing anymore. So it's just like, it's a weird, someone like the great singers that are, you know, of the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, they're like no longer, did they talk about it? They're no longer here, they're no longer singing. Like this one opera lady, I believe she just died this morning, that Black Music Archive that they had interviewed. And now, I did like literally just interviewed her like 2 years ago, I think, at the least. But anyways, that's crazy. Mariah and somebody. Mariah and Nikki? Mariah and Nick. Oh, Nick saying that. I didn't read the whole thing, but I'm pretty sure I got the gist of him saying, like, I don't want to like engage in his content. Whether it's an interview, whether it's an article, I don't want to give him the engagement because Nick does not deserve the engagement. It's just like, what the hell? Like, why is he acting like this? Why is he such a fool? Why is he such a clown? Saying Mariah, I think that's what I was talking about. Saying Mariah lost out on him, or he lost out on Mariah. Man, I just like, what the hell, Nick Cannon? Chaka Khan musical. Chaka Khan is getting a musical. I believe next year. All these like weird things happen with Patti LaBelle's contemporaries, right? Well, Patti LaBelle just sits there and sells her pies. I don't understand. I really don't. Chaka gets a musical. Congratulations to Chaka. I'm not even gonna. Let's not. Chaka gets a musical. Gladys gets into the Kennedy Center honors. Um, Aretha gets a movie. Tina has a musical. What about Patti LaBelle? Like, what's going on over there at the Patti LaBelle camp? Why hasn't she had any like new stamp of legendary status opportunities? Besides having like 2017 number one selling pie or whatever it was for Walmart or whatever it was. Anyways, I just like, what's going on? Hopefully, is there a movie happening? Is there a mini series happening? Like, what's going on with the Patti LaBelle of it all? KCS album. You guys know who that is? Current Clark Sheard. Okay, so I was listening. Actually, I was singing in the shower one of these old hymns. I think I was kind of like singing it in like the style of Karen. Also, wait, side note, do you guys think that Brandy and Camberell sing like the same style? I kind of feel like they do. I feel like they always ride, but nobody's running like Latasha. Well, anyways, back to KCS. Am I live? I am live, right? KCS is Karen Clark Sheard, and like I said, I was singing this song, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's a great album concept!" Like Karen's supposed to sing because she's supposed to put out an album. Allegedly, she's supposed to put an album out last year. Not even allegedly. I think that's what like the statement said. She put out a statement and said she's gonna put out an album later this year, and it never happened. That's for like a year ago. That statement came out, or like it was in the summer or something like that. So I was like so excited. So then I'm thinking like, she's always singing these old hymns with her grandchildren. Why don't she just sing an album full of old hymns, but modernize them like she does? That would be fun. I would buy that one. I feel like that's a good concept album. And name it like old hymns. Oh no, just name it like Amazing Grace or something like that. Oh my god, her Amazing Grace at the Aretha Franklin BET Honors, I think it was. Remember that? Oh my gosh. Incredible. And then her Anytime You Need a Friend from Mariah at the I think it was the BMI or BMG or something, Black Music something another in like Atlanta or something like that. Incredible. What other Karen Clark shared moment? That's the only two I can think of right now. I was like just like simply reflecting on his love from the non-winning award album, The Return from the Clark sisters. Like that entire, maybe it was too like contemporary for the people. I don't know. But that album was full of vocals, full of great beats, full of great, amazing lyrics. It really was a great 2020 album, accompanied by the Clark Sisters movie. But anyways, um, whoever's at K Drew, whatever, Carew Records, take heed into this album concept. Um, Another album, gospel album. I think her album. They say her album, Latasha from Escape. What's her name? Latasha Scott. I was about to say Robinson. but it's not Robinson. Latasha Scott, her album sales were very, very low. They had to be under 1,000. I think they were like in the 1800s, or they were definitely under 1,000. And I'm just like, this is like typical for gospel. They were like making jokes about it. But I'm like, this is typical record sales for a gospel album. And I think, especially now, today, like, think about like even 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Where were we at 2023? 23 years ago. Think about that time, the 90s. Um, Somebody, I think it was The Return. I was looking at The Return and the gospel. Um, you don't ever hear about gospel albums, especially, well, you don't necessarily always hear gospel artists talking about their plaques, their gold plaques, their platinum plaques, blah, 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 blah. And I think because gospel artists are at the lower totem pole on the music industry rank, especially when it comes to sales. I don't think I have a lisp is coming out because my mouth is going to dry. I just woke up, you guys. I don't think that people buy gospel music. I think they'll go see it. I don't know. It's just my like observation. Maybe I could be completely wrong, but let me know if I am wrong. But I don't think that people buy gospel music that much. And then put in today's time. Because I think I was looking at The Return, and yeah, it was like number one or number two a couple years ago when it came out, but I don't think it sold that much. It sold probably like 5,000 copies or something like that. So I'm just like, I feel like gospel music is gets the lower total point. And then they even talk about like them getting paid. But then I also like want to know, how does an artist get paid from touring? And is it that much at the end of the day? Like, I know, like, they say, touring is very lucrative. Or I think it was like last year an article came out and was talking about how a lot of these artists weren't going to tour because everything is so expensive with inflation, flights, hotels, gas. This is when gas, I think it was like a year ago, last summer, when gas was astronomical, especially in like California, et cetera, et cetera. When gas was astronomical, they were just like, I can't afford to tour. Like, I'm not going to make any money if I go on tour. So lots of people were cutting out tours, or going on like limited tours. I don't know. But I'm just like, how do you guys get paid off of touring? Because we always say, this tour grossed $100 million. Okay, great. How much of that is going to the band? Or who's paying the band? Who's paying the lighting? Who's paying the assistants? Is it the Live Nation paying it? Is it the corporation of the singer paying it? Then it's just like, I don't know. I find touring so fascinating, yet it seems so enticing. But it's very fascinating, like how people get paid. Do the background singers get a good, lively wage, livable wage? Are the dancers getting livable wages? So and I think about like the Formation tour. This one, I think a couple of dancers, but I know one had like a baby, and I'm like, well, I think she was able to bring the baby on tour. I'm not. Yeah, I think she was. I was just like, how do all these people get paid? And then at the end of the day, how much is that artist really getting paid all of that $100 million gross tour? And then there's taxes, and then it's just very fascinating. And I'm like, do they calculate all this stuff before they actually hit the first show? Or and then I was looking at the Chloe Bailey concert, and wow. And I'm like, wow, because I feel like a lot of the Chloe Bailey concert and then the Taylor Swift stage, or not even the concert, but like the stages and who's on stage. Like Taylor Swift's band was off completely to the side. They might as well have a black curtain around them. Damn. Chloe Bailey is just like an upgrade. A lot of these concerts, man, they're just upgraded talent shows, right? No band, a giant ass screen. And I remember these, I think it was the podcast that was talking that reviewed Madonna. Somebody, I don't remember. I think it was the podcast that was reviewing Madonna's albums, and they were talking about how Madonna. I forget. Okay, I think it was the Reinvention tour where it wasn't a stage anymore because up until that point, I think it was like the early 2000s. You had band, you had dancers, your singers danced too a lot of times, or not, but whatever. But it was like a band and dancers and maybe a backdrop or something like that, props and such. And then it was like the early 2000s or like the late 90s where like the screen came into play, and you had this giant screen and not so much a stage, but the band was there. It was a shift. And now it's even more of a shift because I think you have to pay for these people to play in the band, and I think it might be expensive to go out on tour with the band. Okay, I'm done talking about this. Anything else I want to talk about besides the information? The Renaissance tour is starting this week. I'm very excited. I'm not so excited about the playlist, you guys. I mean, the set list. I'm just like, can we please not sing a bunch of songs that I don't want to hear? I'm disappointed. Um, Allegedly, it's 3 hour. Wait, where's my pen? Did you hear that? That was my stomach. Yikes! I do eat. It's 3 hours allegedly. The person heard everything but Baby Boy, which I'm like, okay, maybe she is listening. In terms of the old singles, they heard Dangerously in Love. Um, I heard Virgo's Groove, Plastic Off the Sofa, which that could be interesting. I'm definitely expecting Dangerously in Love because of Plastic Off the Sofa. Because Plastic Off the Sofa and Ditches Love are, sonically the same song. Like Plastic Off the Sofa could definitely fit on that album. Do I want to hear Crazy in Love? Or do I rather hear Dangerously in Love or songs off of Dangerously in Love that she hasn't sung in a very long time? Yes. Yes. I'm not even going to the rest of this, but I'm gonna be home and I'm excited to see. I don't care about the leak. I don't. It's not even a freaking leak. It's not a leak or like posting videos. I feel like that's the culture now, in a sense. And unless there's gonna be a no phone policy, all these fan accounts can shove it and suck it because shut up. The one person got fired and he locked his account. I think I went to his account yesterday and then he locked it. He got fired because he was like leaking set list information or something like that. And it's just like, the thing is, here is the thing, right? All these fucking fan accounts exist, right? So they want to be the first. Let me write it out for us. All these fucking fan accounts exist. They want to be the first to post. First of all, y'all ain't got a job. I have a job, and I don't have time for this. You know, these fan accounts, and they want to be the first to post, and then it's like 300 million of them. They're probably not even in America because sometimes the English is fucked up. Or the interpretation of what is going on is like, wait, what are you talking about? And I'm not being mean, I'm just telling the truth, right? There's 300 million of those fan accounts. So everybody wants to be the first. And so then, you know, people follow the fan accounts. And then on my Twitter, the For You page has all of the fan accounts that has like a bunch of people following them. And they just report on every little single thing. And so every little single fan account is reporting on every little single thing. It's going to get back to the Friends arena in the Netherlands, which is up firing homeboy. Thank you for listening to the Dare Show podcast. As of right now, this is all where you can find me on YouTube because I have not sparked up my. And I think I like this little get together I have going on here. I think that's all I want to talk about. Thank you for following me. You can subscribe, you can like, you can share, you can do whatever you want. I would love it if everybody commented and tell me what I should talk about. Tell me what you think about I talked about. And then I gotta go. Have a great day, everybody.